Hello guys, welcome back to Transport Weaver. Episode number 16 or maybe 16A. It is possible that I will split up this mission because this mission, if I remember correctly, we did these missions the first time when I started playing the game about a year and a half, 2 years ago. We already did this mission and I know this one is a very annoying one, especially when it comes to time. It's pretty time consuming. This mission could take, if you make some little mistakes here or there, it can take a long time. 6 hours, 7 hours if you don't pay attention. If you know what you're doing, you can probably do it in about 4 hours and a half, we will see. Either way, it's going to be too long for one episode, so I'm probably going to split it up.
Western Germany after reunification. The Iron Curtain has fallen. Many are convinced that mankind has surmounted the greatest turmoil, and history will now find a peaceful conclusion in capitalism and democracy. State-controlled intervention appears to be an obsolete model ever since the collapse of the Eastern Bloc. In its place, the liberated markets are supposed to help all of humanity to attain happiness and prosperity. Very promising prospects.
So we are in Germany, just after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, and we are playing till 2009. That also means that we will surpass the year 2000, and that is another one of those cargo changes in such a way that cargo cars will get 40 kilometers an hour more speed, going to 160, which is the maximum for the rest of the game. It started in 1850 with some cars could do 40 kilometers an hour. 1900 it went to 80, 1950 it went to 120, and in 2000 it will go to 160. That also means we are changing the tracks. We are no longer going with the brown tracks, we were going with sort of the white gray tracks sort of to accommodate the high-speed trains. That's kind of important in this mission. This mission is all about passengers, if I remember correctly. We'll have a look on the map and then decide what to do first.
The Cold War is history. The era of global liberalism. The era of democracy and market economics. In the transport industry, too. You have been promoted to upper echelon management at the German Federal Railway, and you're supposed to usher in an era of change in railroad toward improving competitiveness, toward increasing cost efficiency. Get the Federal Railway in good shape for the future. A new era is dawning. Reunited at last, Germany faces a rosy future, but it hasn't gotten that far yet, at least not at the German Federal Railway. Each year, the business incurs huge losses. But politics expects to see a maximum range of services. This just wouldn't work in the private sector, but luckily the federal government assumes all the debts. Despite declining passenger figures and rising deficits, even less used routes are still supposed to remain in service. That won't happen without generous loans.
So we start with 1 billion more or less in our account. And as you will see here, you can already see some railroads here. They have built it for us. But the brown tracks are still here and there around. So what you can see here is that every city or every little town has a train station. And that's of course not very cost efficient. If we're gonna have to go with some trains over there. And see, we will change to the high-speed trains. There are a few things which are going to be a problem, speed-wise especially. So we're gonna have a look around what is going on. Oh yeah, it's also something with these regions, I remember. I can see it here now, BY. BY standing for Bayern, which is one of the states of the federal state, counties, provinces, whatever you want to call it. There are 16 of them, I think, in Germany. BY stands for Bayern. In English, I think that's called Bavaria. And BW stands for Baden-Württemberg. This is in the southwest and the southeast. Frankfurt is part of, I think, Hessen. And next to it is Thüringen. Those are like 4 of the 16. There are also 3 city-states, I think, being Hamburg, Berlin, and then there is another somewhere. So there are like 13 areas and 3 cities, which makes it 16 counties or states or provinces or whatever you want to call it. All not that important here. What is important here, and that's why it says BY here on 6 or 7 of these, and then BW 6 or 7 of these. At a certain moment you have to choose between the 2. And whatever you choose, you're gonna have to connect these stations, I think. And then when you get a contract, then you also have to do the other ones. So I think the idea here is connect the 3 major cities, being Frankfurt on the top there, Stuttgart and Nuremberg. So let's start in Frankfurt because we have a station here with 4 tracks. Okay. Construction has been locked. So yeah, we're gonna have to gain some contracts again and make things happen. But I want to get to all of these 4 platforms from both directions though, because this thing is gonna go towards Mannheim and then Stuttgart, and over here we're gonna go to Würzburg and then further on to Nuremberg. And then on the top we will also connect Stuttgart with Nuremberg somehow or another. That will be our high-speed lines. And then we have some local lines that we're gonna have to connect, which probably need to stay away from these tracks if we are doing high-speed trains, because you don't want your slow trains to be on that high-speed line. So yeah, we're gonna have to go do some building, no matter what. What I've also seen is Frankfurt here needs food and fuel. There is food over here and there is fuel over here, but it is a end product fuel, which means normally in the previous missions, if we had to do something with fuel, we had to bring in crude oil to the oil refinery, convert that into oil, and then go with the oil from the oil refinery to the fuel refinery, which you can then start producing fuel and then deliver it. No such thing in this mission. In this mission you get the fuel is immediately produced, so you don't have to come in with oil or crude oil or any of that business. So they are not even important in this mission. This mission is all about passengers. So why are these stations here, or the companies here, is to make you help get these main cities, being Frankfurt and Stuttgart, where they need goods and bricks, and Nuremberg, where they need machines and tools. And you can already see it, machines and tools. There is a machine factory, there is a tool factory, and the goods and the ConMat, construction materials, which we call ConMat, they're also very close. So we just need to connect these two and make this city bigger. We have about 300 people here. This needs to go, especially those 3 main cities, that needs to go over 1,000. We need to have way more people running around there. Otherwise we will not be able to make our numbers that we need. So just on a first overview, we're gonna have to connect Frankfurt with Nuremberg, probably going through Würzburg. They already gave us a track, which is high speed, double. So this track can go from Frankfurt, it goes to to the right platforms here. And then we have 4 here, which I'm not sure what we're gonna do with that. Probably come in with some local train here and get it through. So I think we can just do this. Making sure it's 300 as much as possible. Although we probably will not have a train that can do 300 on this small map, but... So we can definitely start with that. Now, yeah, that's probably not so great actually. So what's the idea here? Oh, they made a diamond here, which is a bit weird. How they made this thing happen, but yeah, we have a diamond with probably 4 double slips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 even. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna mess with that because this basically means that all of the tracks can go to all of the platforms, some way or another. But we have a local line there coming from the right, which we could let come through from Woodsburg on this track, and then maybe the high-speed train here. But we also have to come from Stuttgart here. So I think what we want to do here is this. Something like that. And then get up here. To the local track, potentially. We will see. Now we can connect this. And now we have the left side available to go to Stuttgart. Okay. So now we have Frankfurt, Würzburg, Nuremberg. They can go here. That's perfect, and it stops here. That's fine. So we have the high-speed train arriving here on the left platforms, and also the local from the north. And then we can go here. We can go come in with the Stuttgart line and have some local line going there, potentially for the Bayern local line at some point. So I'm not a fan of this here though. We need to go more there then. I'm not a fan of this either. A bit wide, eh? Okay, it doesn't want to do that, so we're gonna have to come sideways here. And what we're gonna do here is another bridge or maybe a tunnel. How about that? There we go. Making sure that they will not interfere with our There we go. So the city can do its thing. We can get out of there from both directions with our trains. So that is Nuremberg sort of potentially solved for now. And we can go all directions with our trains. This one can go a bit. Because we probably need to build some tracks here. Now, this one, we have Stuttgart over there. What is this here? Okay, this definitely needs to go. We're never going to use the brown tracks at all in this mission. Because we have trains that can go faster than 120. And these tracks can only do 120 kilometers an hour. So that can definitely go. So where's Nuremberg here? So we want that track to go there and then from there to Stuttgart, I think. This city is local, although this isn't though. So we probably want to do this. Go around the city. And that needs to connect with these tracks. Okay, so that one will go here, and then we want to go there, I think. So this thing needs to turn here and stay away from that local track over there. Same thing here. We might have to connect that at some point. We definitely want to go around this time. To there, I think. Okay. Then we have this one here that needs to connect to that. Okay, and then here we need to get to Stuttgart, which is over there. And that needs to connect to here, where we want to go left with those guys. Somewhere there. goes to Frankfurt, and then this one needs to go to connect to whatever we are building there. Okay. Okay. And then here we need to go off to that local track potentially. Later on. This first part of the episode might actually be building and setting up all the lines, and then we actually start playing the game or the mission in the next episodes. We will see. Or we do a few bits already and then make the lines as smooth as possible, because this is going to be our main lines. They're going to run more than likely through that whole thing here. I am going to remove all these roads here though, which might interfere with our lines. Okay, that's that. That's the local line potentially. We will see when we need those local lines. I might build them already, but so that we know what's going on with our end lines eventually. Okay. And then this time needs to go to Frankfurt and then connect to the other track in Stuttgart. We have here, what is this? Oh, jeez, Manelli. Mannheim, Frankfurt. What are these tracks doing here? I'm not sure, but I don't think we need those. I am going to remove these here. Don't think we need this, just maybe maybe to get trains on those lines though. That's the only thing that we're gonna need there, I think. Did we just build a bridge there? We did. Okay. Yeah, and then this just needs to connect. Of course. Should have done that first. Gonna want to do that, so we're gonna have to do it ourselves here somehow. Okay, that's good enough. Nope, that's what we want. I don't want to do it. Ah, there we go. Automatically stops normally if you do it smooth. But is there a world where we need that other platform to come to here? Because then we need to make a double diamond here, which they did not do here. We can come from that track, we can go on this platform, but we can't go from this platform to that track. What does need to go to? Yes, it doesn't need to come here. Then we could potentially put our depot here, and I think we can connect to everything then. No, we can't. The local line needs to come in here. Okay. We can get train from the depot to that line over there if needed. If we put a depot here, which I'm gonna do. Because of this split here, we can get trains on this track as well, so they can go left, straight ahead. This track needs to go straight ahead to this track there. We need to connect to that one. That's gonna be this one. No stations there. So we can just go through there. Okay. Okay, and here we have also some slip over here. So we can get to these tracks, that's fine. That's also fine. Now, we potentially need a turn here. And we also need one here. So if we put our depot there, we can send a train. It can go to there, to the local track. It can go to here, to Stuttgart if they want to. The local track will go there somewhere. We have another local track here. Our main lines are connected. Now the question is, do we need to turn here? Yes, because this Byron track needs to be connected to this Byron. This needs to go, for sure. And that thing needs to go there. Do we need a double here? Maybe. Yeah, that thing definitely needs to turn here somewhere. Okay, let's have a look on that one. So that needs to go there. There's no, what are you doing here? What is this shit? Get away. Get away. There we go. You can do that. Not a fan of this here though. But it's fine. Okay, that's connected. Byron. This is also Byron. So we definitely need that one connected somehow. Sure, we need that because I think that's our last Byron. Byron. And then the track needs to go through here. What is this here? The mother bullshit here. Just building tracks now, obviously. Are we ever gonna need them? Who knows? Probably at some point. I know there is something going on with those regions, so I'm gonna make sure that I can get to those regions. No, I don't need that here. Nothing over there. We don't need to be there. This can also go, and we'll just connect that. Boom. City is connected. Now we do need. There is a diamond already here, because this will be our end station for the Byron local train. And what is this shenanigans here? Obviously, there need to be signals and so. This is Byron, and then we go to here, and here it will also connect to the main line, so the people can cross over here on this station, Ansbach. This one needs a diamond then though, because then this will be our end station. Can we adjust this here? We can build here. No, we don't. Okay. GG. Okay. That's definitely a thing that we're gonna need. Here it's fine. Same here. We're just putting in the stops for now. What did I just do there? Okay. And over here the same. Stop. Potentially stop briefly. Yeah, we have stops already. That's fine. Stop. I want that stop. I can put one here apparently. That's good now. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's fine. Here, okay, yep, here as well, of course. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. We're just making sure that these things are connected. Stop here. Potentially here and there. That's that thing sorted. We have diamonds here, so stop for the diamond. That's okay. Stop here. Stop there, stop there. Can we smoothen it out a bit more here? That would be nice. Not much more. And here, are we have enough stops here? Probably also not. Yeah, it's gonna let the train stop here and then sort it out all there. Which means all trains will stop here if there is something on the platform. We can probably do a bit more stops here or there though. We could potentially put one here to stop whatever is going to that platform to wait, let that train wait there. But yeah, it's the stations have built-in signals. That's also something you have to. No. Stop here, stop there, and stop here. That's okay. Anywhere else we have? These two, do you need to connect at some point somehow? Local train coming in. What is the other train coming in? Nothing, just a local train, and he can go through. He needs to go through because we need to connect to that Byron. Oh, correct. This actually needs to. It needs to go to the other side, so I don't need this here. I am going to remove all that shit here because they made a complex build here which we don't need. Yeah, that's not important. We'll deal with that in a second if we have to. Let's make a diamond here. And block that diamond. There we go. Now, that local train needs to get there though. Well, we don't need a diamond here, for instance. This is just a local train coming through. And then it needs to connect to that track. Which is pretty good. So that means that we do need to stop here somewhere and somewhere here. There is already one there. And this stop I'm gonna remove. I'm gonna remove that stop that they stopped there, where whatever happens here on this diamond or that diamond. Otherwise there might be a train here blocking this line. That's not something we want. That's fine. And then we need to get up here again with our local train that needs to get up as quickly as possible. And that local train needs to go to that one. So it's somewhere here. Now what we're doing here, tunnel or bridge, I have no idea, but that needs to go to here. Probably not even double line, but go. And now we need some signals to stop, stop, stop. Here we go. So what we've done here now is connected all the Byron tracks, going from here to there, to there, to there, coming down here, and then when he goes back, he will go straight. He needs to go to there. He needs to go to there. We can't go on that line because there will be a high-speed train and that local Byron train needs to... Okay. Then we need to get him up here somewhere. It needs to go. Let them stop here then for this section. We have to. What is that local thing doing here? We don't need that. We don't need that because they can use the local track there. If they have to go that way. Okay. This will be our high-speed train. And he can go. This will just be Frankfurt-Nuremberg. And then over here, on this line, we will have the local train for Bayern, which then comes back from Würzburg and goes there to those 3 Byron tracks and then comes back to go through here to the bottom. So that's Byron connected. And now what we got here? Here we have that other local track, that's fine. So this is the, what is this here? Essen Thüringen. What is that rubbish here? Okay. Where are you going? There. Finally. That's this thing here. Don't need you. Okay. What is that here? Same crap again. Old tracks, we don't need old tracks. We need the new tracks now. We'll deal with signals when we have. What is that here? Holy moly. Okay. Super here either, right? Yeah, we have connection here. There we go. Go expand over there somewhere if you want to. And there's connected to that, so they can expand there and there. There we go, and figure it out. we want to go left here actually. How far is it? Here somewhere. Okay. You bastards. Okay. So that local thing is also connected. That's 1 hour of building. But that's what you need to do, is set it up. Don't put trains on it yet. That's what we need to wait with. So we have this area, which will be Hessen and Thuringen. That's connected. We can do some small local train or something. We have the main line going from Frankfurt to Würzburg to Nuremberg. People from these three towns, they can go to Frankfurt or to Würzburg and then get to the main lane. So we don't need any further connections. Here we have the Bayern, Würzburg. Yeah, we have to come here with that local line here to just get to this station. With a local train, because at some point you need to do a regional train, I think, to these areas. And that's why I built two lines here to separate the high-speed line from the regional line. And over here, there's nothing regional happening here, no stations anywhere. So we can just keep the high-speed train here, that's fine. And then we need a local line here, which we now we're gonna have to figure out. Okay, what we're gonna do here is just upgrade this one and then connect it. I don't know which one it is, so we're gonna have to check here. Left one. All right. Okay. So this one starts. This is a BW line. Starts in Mannheim, goes there. And then it needs to go here to, what is that here? Mundelsheim, and then to the local line. But it also needs to go there. Alright, so what we need here is this needs to go. And the other line needs to be upgraded. Boom. And then we need some extra track. Yeah, we'll remove some houses, I don't care. Definitely needs to go there with one line. Yeah, with only one line, I think, but we'll do two just in case we need to get trains over here. It needs to go right as well though. And then we need to connect to this thing here, because this is also, yep, okay. So we go here somewhere. Okay, smoothen this out a bit. Put some signals there. That's not great. Gonna have to put it here then. We're gonna have to put it here, otherwise it's gonna interfere with that intersection. And that just needs to connect to that. Boom. Okay, but we're starting here, we go to here. And we need to get to that place here. So somewhere from here to there. And then we're gonna have to either bridge or tunnel to get across that other track. There we go. And now we need to get to this track here. This can go, this can go. This needs to be upgraded, and this needs to be upgraded as well. And then we need to double that. Okay. So this one needs to be connected to that, the one we split up here earlier. It will be our local BW line, Baden-Württemberg. There we go. Has to come through here. Remove some shit, I don't care. And then that needs to connect to wherever we just split up. Oh, over there. Ooh. Ooh. That's a bit sharper than I thought. Can we tunnel here? Or bridge? We will tunnel here. That's fine. That's good. There we go. Okay, that's all fine. So this is the local line. Can go there, but it also needs to come back here. So we need to split up here. From this line, we need to get back to this line as well. When it comes back from Stuttgart to this station. So we need to go left here somewhere. With the local. This is annoying. If we stop a train here, yeah, we have to do. But if we stop a train here because of the intersection, it's going to block the other intersection here. As a matter of fact, do we need to stop here? No, that train is never going to go left here. Never. Because it's going to go back there, and then it comes there, and then it, okay. So we're coming from Heilbronn, we're going to go to Sinsheim and to Mannheim, and then that thing comes back, and then it's going to take the tunnel to Mundelsheim and Stuttgart. It comes back from Mundelsheim, and then it comes back through here on this line. But it will never go that way normally. That thing needs to go to that line there somewhere. We will double track it just in case, but we're never gonna have on that one line. We're never gonna get a train. On this one here, on this track. On the other one, there will be one. The one coming back from here, which needs to split up here somewhere. Stop here. We will do it officially and put a stop here, but we don't need that train's never going to stop there. Yeah, the same here. It's always going to go right here. Coming back from Stuttgart, it's going to be on the right track here, and it's always going to go right. Coming from Mannheim, that one through the tunnel, that track will also never go there. Okay, I think we have built everything from the train tracks that we ever gonna need on this map. It took us an hour to connect everything, but yeah, you need to make sure that everything is connected also in your head. Which leaves us with coloring it a little bit, because, you know, we want to make things a bit smooth as well. That one. Oh. Something like that. Fine. Here it's a bit lighter. Not really, it's forest area. That's all fine. Okay. It's all fine here. There we go. Like never ever everything happened. We'll put some trees here. There we go. That's all good here. Okay. We smoothened it out already, so the rest is just coloring it a bit here and there. Especially the local line, I guess. Okay. So we got some tunnels here, that's fine. Smoothen this out a bit. I think we're good now. I think almost. Two more tracks, two more stations, I think. So Mannheim, Sinheim, Heilbronn, Mainz, that's 5. There should be 2 more. Yeah, those 2 here. This is part of the Byron track, that's fine. So, and then we need to go here. Why do we have a diamond here? In what world do we need a diamond here? We don't. Pretty sure. We don't, because nothing will go up and down there. Okay. And then we just need Ulma. And Ulm will be our end station for the Byron. No, not the Byron. Okay, we have a diamond here. That's good. I'll make sure we have a stop here to protect. Why are we going so sideways here? What's the point with that? Don't need that. We just need to go straight here. Immer geradeaus, right? To be connected to here. Some other shenanigans here that we don't need. Not smooth. Always better to go from a bit further. There we go. That's always smoother corner. And I think we're finally done. There we go. And now the only thing we have to do is check all these stations to see which ones do not have the high-speed trains. What did you do here? Okay. These are all fine. That's fine. That's the small ones. That's fine. That's okay. What were we doing? Upgrading. That's fine. All good here. Yep. Done that. That's fine. These three small ones probably. This one is fine. That one is fine. That one, Würzburg is fine. Frankfurt is a big station. Okay. Now we're done with tracks. Once we put trains on it, we of course have to figure out signals, and so we have signals on all of the intersections, that's for sure. And now we need a depot, and we're gonna put that depot somewhere here, because from here we can get to every line now. We made sure of that. And even here we are not going to do double switch, we will just do this. And now we need some signals here, of course. Okay, stop for that one, and stop for that one. Coming out, you stop there, over there. And coming in, you stop there or there in case you have to. That's it. Over here, yeah, you can drive. We're both coming to that track, and we potentially need to stop here. That's it. And then we let that thing go there. And this one will go in. Which leaves us with one more stop here. And now we just need a building here, and we're Gucci. And that thing will connect to here. There we go. Smoothen it out a bit. And paint it a bit. And then we'll put some trees there. That's a bit too much, I made. Something like this, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, all our train tracks are backed and built. So that means that we can potentially start up the game, but we will not do that. Because now we need to think about something else. Where do we need bus lines? Obviously in the 3 big cities. We have all train connections available to do high-speed trains, to do local trains. We have a Baden-Württemberg local train, which will not interfere with any of our lines. What we could potentially do is set up the potential lines. Not necessarily put trains on it, but make the lines that we have in our head the way we created it here. That's probably the best idea we can do. That means that we need a certain main city. Let's make Frankfurt our main city. Meaning that every line will start from here and then we'll... Yeah, okay. So, we need some sort of passenger line. A passenger train number 1, which will go from Frankfurt to Nuremberg. Then we need some other green color, a bit lighter maybe, which will be passenger train number 2, which goes from Frankfurt to Stuttgart. Okay, and then we need another line, which we can make any color because it will... we also need our bus lines in green. Let's make that one purple maybe. No, we will keep that for our local lines. Okay, there we go. Passenger train 3, which then goes from Stuttgart to Nuremberg. Or we could even make it like a circle. That might actually be a better idea. Frankfurt, Nuremberg. And then we are there. Then we can take, people can take another train from Nuremberg to Stuttgart. And then they can take the train in Stuttgart back to Frankfurt. So that makes more sense, I guess. So we have train number 1, which needs to go here to the left. So we need that thing from here, from where are our stations? Platform number 2. And we need that guy to go straight ahead here. This will be our high speed one. Going to that track, yeah, that's fine. And then we want you to go here to the left though. You just need to go to the left here. Yeah, that's actually what I want you to do. But we're gonna put you, because you are a very long one. That's okay. And when you go back, we obviously want you to stop again here, which he automatically does. So that's our first line, that is fine. Okay, now we go to line number 2. Line number 2, we want this platform. Yeah, we do. We want platform number 3, and that thing is gonna go there, I think. Yep, I'm okay with that. You stay on the fast lane here. Yep, that's fine. This station, I'm okay with that. You go fast lane to this station. This track, yep, I'm okay with it. You go stay on this lane here. Don't take the tunnel. That might be a problem. He's gonna take the tunnel. We might have to put a waypoint in here. Oh, he's doing this though. No. I don't want that. I want that one. That's okay. And when you go back, take this train route. Yep, I'm okay with that. This station. No. Other platform. Yep, okay. And now we keep going here. That's fine. To this station. Okay, he stops automatically on this track. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's our second main lane. And then we go our third line. That will go here. Platform number 1 is actually fine. It's gonna go to Mannheim. That's okay. And we want no. We want here platform 2. Yep. Then we want to go to Frankfurt. Corner is fine. Yep, that's fine. And then when you come back, we want you to go here. No. 1. And then go back there. Yep. We're good with that. Those are our 3 main lanes. Those will be our high-speed tracks eventually. And then we have a Hessen line here. We'll make those purple or something, the locals. So this will be passenger train 4. And this will be the Hessen local line, which starts here on platform number no, 1, 2. Wait a minute. Oh, we don't know. We need to go there. We know that. No. So Frankfurt 1. Yep, that's fine. We're not okay with that though. Here we need another one. We want you to drive on the right track. Okay, he does that. That's fine. Then we want to go there. To the right track. Okay, I'm okay with that. And then we want you to go there. Nope, other track. There's a problem. What's the problem? There is a problem. Here is the problem. Little piece not connected. Okay, we're back on track. And then after that one, we want you to go here somewhere. To the left platform. No, left one. What is that for? Yeah, I know you have a problem, but we will get to that in a second. Also here we have a problem. I see. Okay, problem is here. We need a switch point here. That's what we need, I think. Yep, that's what we need. And then you go back. 6, it's fine. Now we want to go here. No, other track. Yep, we're good at that. And then we want to go here again. Okay, it's fine. And then back to Frankfurt. That way, yep. And you go to this platform. I'm okay with that. We still have a problem though. So that's a Hessen local. That's fine. We need to get a track. We're gonna have to be some sort of test train or something, which is gonna have to come to that 4th platform, which we have open, which means we need to get to the left here. That's what I thought, that this thing would be shenanigans. So I want to go from there to there, pretty much. Comes in here, that's fine. So we can get to this platform and you can get back now. That's okay. And then we need to connect that thing here somewhere. Which it doesn't want to do, of course. Yeah, I should do that, but that's not, yeah, it's not going to want to do that, so we figure that out. Let's split it up here, then that's also fine. Boom. We need some signals here though. So we're gonna let that thing stop here. Sure. Sure. Okay, that's fine. We should set that stop, but if we're gonna let him stop here, he's gonna block that section over there. So maybe we just let it be. Yeah, we have to though. No, it's fine, because if that train comes in here and it stops here, the other train can go past it and go on this right lane, so that's fine actually. So that's the only thing we had to do here now. Okay, so which means we now need a Byron local. We have a crossing here, right? Yes, we do. The problem with this thing, I can't expand this. That's the problem. I don't think I have access to this yet. No, this needs to be bigger. This is a very small train. This is 2 platforms. This is like 80. Can't make that train longer than 80. We need to make this station bigger whenever we have access to this. Okay, that's fine. So this will be passenger train 5, and this will be the Byron local. It's gonna have to go from here to there. That's fine. And then to there. Nope. Other station. What do you mean? Oh my god, we have another piece. Yep, another piece not connected. That's fine, and that thing needs to come in here to the local. That's fine, and then goes there, straight ahead. Yep, I'm Gucci with that. Right track, yep, and then there. That's fine. Do we have a diamond here? We do. It can go back. We don't seem to have a signal here though. So you need to stop here then, mate. And then goes back to here. No, other track, yep. And now we need to see, can it switch here? Do we have a switch here? No, we don't need a switch here. Yes, we do. We can't go on that green line. I don't need a diamond here necessarily, but we will build one here. So after gridding, we'll come back here, but you go back to that same track, Nuremberg 4. There we go. Now we can switch. That's fine. And then he will switch back here, but now we need to go there. He's gonna send it over there. Yeah, that's what I thought. We want you to be on that platform. I am totally agreeing with that. On this track, yep, that's fine. It goes back, fine. The problem here is this thing here. I don't want you to switch here. I want you to come here. So after Nuremberg, you go here. That's what I want you to do. Yep, I'm okay with that. So we're going here. We're going to Würzburg. Yep, I'm okay with that. We come back on this line. We go right here. Yep, use the bridge. I'm okay with that. You go back here. To that one. That's okay. You go back here. That's okay. And then you go here to the end station. Okay, that's the Bayern local. Bayern local is fine. Okay. Which leaves us with train number 6. And this is the Baden-Württemberg local line, which will eventually go from here. What station we are needing here? 3. That's fine. 3 is fine. No. To that side. Yep, I'm okay with that. And then we're gonna go there. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna go here. That's fine. And we want to go here. No. We want you to go to 4 here. That's fine. And then we want you to go back to there. Okay. To that track, that's fine. And then we want you to go there. Yep, he has figured it out. And then we want you to go there, and then there. Seems to be fine. He seems to be doing what we want him to do though. And then here, yeah, that's fine. This will be our end station. You can stop wherever you want. And then go back from Ulm we're gonna go here. Okay, that's fine. And then we go back here. That's fine. And then you should go automatically here, which is fine. Yep. And then back to Mannheim, and that's it starts. That's the local Baden-Württemberger, Württemberger, whatever, line. So those are our lines. So Frankfurt, Nuremberg, that's that green line, that's fine. And now we have Nuremberg, Stuttgart, which is that green line, that's fine. And then we have Stuttgart too, that's okay. And then we have the Hessen local, which is this line here, which only goes to here. And then we have the Bayern local, which is hard to see the difference between those two. So I'm gonna make that one the light one, that you can see the difference between the pink and the violet. And then we'll make that one that color, which is fine, that will not interfere. The pink one goes there, and then the dark pink will go there. Yep. The train lines are set. When are we going to use them? I have no idea. We will see. So the train lines are set. What we're going to do now is set up the bus lines and also connect to these big cities. Those thingies. Okay, so we definitely need this thing to be connected. We will use roads for our own in this case, not the ones with the trees are the game will keep building on there. The ones without trees, the game will not build. So we will use our own lines here. So the city will not build on this road. They will build on this road here. So I could potentially do this. Now this road, this piece of road is only for us. AI will not go interfere there. Oh, I don't need trees. We need terrain to smoothen it out a bit. So we'll set up these things now. Let's make it 100 and put like 2 buildings next to it. What's our capacity now? 100 plus 150, it's 250. No, that's fine. So this is going to be the machine I cannot type. It should be factory. I don't know what I just typed there, but definitely not factory. Machine factory. That's that. Okay, and then over here we have tools. Something similar we're going to do here. All right. Buildings. We'll do something similar here. 3, 4, 5, that's 100. 2 buildings gives it 250, and this is Nuremberg Tools Factory. Now we just need to figure out where the thing needs to be delivered. The tools are over here. So we'll put a drop point here. No, here I made. So this is the tools delivery. And machines need to go over here somewhere. Coming from there, in the middle here somewhere. Now in this case we are going to upgrade here then. We have a bridge and a tunnel here to go to the other side of the city, so they will not interfere. Okay, and this is machines delivery. Which then means we are now starting our cargo lines. Machines, that's great. This will be cargo line. We always started in Frankfurt and then went to Nuremberg, so this will be 3 then. Machines, and that needs to go from there to there. And then we have line number 4, cargo line 4, which will be the tools, which needs to go from there to there. Okay, that's okay. So that's Nuremberg done, and now we need Frankfurt. That's not so interesting. Fuel. I will delete that. See, the game doesn't want to do this. We are gonna connect here a bit though. Sure how we did it here, but not great. That's that. Okay, we're gonna make another bridge here, probably actually. Doesn't want to like that. We might need that for our bus lines or something. That can go there. Telling the game make a turn there. They're going to do the same here, make a turn. They can expand that way but not interfere with our stations. That's okay. Okay. Oh, that might be a problem here. What are we doing here? Tunnel or bridge? Tunnel, probably. Not too deep, that's fine. Let's just build it. go. Another thingy thing. And this is Frankfurt Fuel Refinery. And this is Frankfurt. The food plant. Okay. So we need fuel coming up from there. Fuel delivery. And we need food somewhere here as well. Needs to stay out of the way of potential bus lines. So I'm going to put it here. It covers this whole food area. That's fine. And then we'll make sure that it can go back. This will be the food delivery. Okay, so this will be cargo line number 1, fuel, going from there to there. Pretty much seems to be doing what I wanted to do. And now we need food, which will be cargo line number 2, which is the food, going from there to there. And it's using our roads as we intended to. That's fine. Okay, and now we have 5 and 6 over here. Just make a turn. All you need to do. And then we have over here. Holy moly. Smoothing it out. And also here, smoothing it out. Buildings. This is Stuttgart Conmat factory. Construction materials, aka Conmat, and then here we need some goods. Three, four, five, 2 buildings. And that will be Stuttgart goods factory. Okay, now we just need to figure out where what. The Conmat is over there. Okay. So we're gonna put that something over here. So that is cargo line 5. Conmat, that goes from there to there. And it uses the road we just created. Good. Goods needs to be over here. Somewhere. We'll put that thing here. That's probably the best way to put it. Cargo line number 6, goods. We have another color. That's better. From there to there. Perfect. Okay. Making progress. We have no vehicles yet. We have been building for an hour and a half. 2 hours even. But we have our line set up though. So we have 6 train lanes, 3 fast lanes, and 3 locals. And then in each of those cities we have 2 truck lines coming in with cargo, which leaves us with bus lines. And we're gonna have to see where what. Obviously, we need something in Nuremberg. We have a bridge here, and we have a tunnel there. Right. Of course, we need to bring people to the stations. In these big cities, we're gonna make 2 lines. The station is over there, so we need a bus stop here. Very sorry for all your buildings there, but same thing here. We need buildings as well. Is there any way we need that here? Two of the big ones. Can we put some small ones there maybe? just make it a proper station. I should have put it wider, I think, because now I can't do a street access here. Doesn't want to do it. Okay, then we're gonna make some use of some of these small ones, because there's gonna be a lot of people here. We'll do it like that. That's fine. Okay, and something similar needs to be built over here. Smoothing it out first. You get away. Get out of my system there. So we can smoothen this out as much as possible. Now it should work. Too much slope. It doesn't want to do. Okay, then we do a single one. Whatever. And now we need a bunch of these small buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be our main station here. Smoothen that out a bit. Let's put it low here, that's fine, doesn't matter. Actually, get rid of that thing, smoothen this thing out here. Okay. Big station with big people. Here on the other hand, no, we don't need there. Here, yeah, well, actually we do need there probably, but this is an easier one. Just remove this and put the station here. Will be connected. Okay, so that's the station there. Okay, let's start here, I guess. So we're coming from there. This station covers this whole thing. This whole thing. We're going there. Then I want you to go there. And then we need a stop in blue, which doesn't interfere too much with our trucks. So we could potentially put this one here. And then we want you to go maybe somewhere here. It's future proof, but future proof. Right. So this will be bus line number 1. Frankfurt A, let's call it. We probably will do a B. So we want you to go from there to there to there, then come back here and here. Pretty much what we want you to do. Okay. I'm okay with that. And we have Frankfurt B, which will go from there to there. To there. That one, and then to that one, and they don't want to come here, of course not. Of course you're gonna turn around. We just built a bridge here for you, stupid game. Okay, we have to put in some waypoints here. There we go, that's what we want you to do. No turning around, the same with the other one. The other one needs to go here after Frankfurt transfer. There we go. That's what we want you to do because of that city expense, otherwise we're gonna run into things. Okay, there's not too much interference. Yeah, this truck is gonna be held up by the bus. So that Grange Road. So we come from Queen Street, we want you to go there, and that Grange Road need to go. Boom. That's sweet. Then we have no interference. Then our truck can just drive through here without being held up by that bus stop. We're okay with that. Okay, Frankfurt bus lines are set. Then we are definitely needing bus lines here. How or what? Here we need to take in consideration the tunnel, of course. So here we have bus line 2, which will be Nuremberg A. And that needs to go from there. No, other track. Other track. And then we want you to go to... It's coming out there, right? Let's put it here. And then we want him to go here somewhere. Through the tunnel. And we'll pick up that whole area there. I might put another bus here though. That city, if that thing expands there, that we cover more houses. This is future proof already. Because this city will expand big time. Yeah, it's gonna expand in height. That thing will be able to cope it. So I will just put some bus stops here. I know there's nobody living here, but just to let the thing know where we want him to go. This needs to go as well. Because we're coming up this thing here. So we want him to come here and then pick up some people here in the industrial area. Where's our line? Oh, we didn't create the machines light yet. Oh, we do, but it's gray, you cannot see it in white. Okay, that's fine. So the bus stop here is fine, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That is fine. We'll just do double in this case. And then the only thing we need to figure out is okay, so Nuremberg A, we want you to go to there. And then there. And then there. And then there. Let's see, that's sort of what we want you to do. No. No turning business around, mate. We need a waypoint here. That's what we want you to do. Now it's gonna interfere with our... Oh, Jesus Christ. This game is unbelievable. That's what we want you to do, and nothing else. This is the line we want you to take, so that it doesn't interfere with our truck. It's not gonna stop here, just gonna drive here, but not. We don't want him to go through there. That's why we put that waypoint there. So that's pretty okay. That's pretty okay for line A. Now we need line B. And we want that one to go from here to there. He does it again, huh? He does it again. Okay. No, yeah, okay. Oh no, okay. We need both then. We need both because otherwise it's going to turn around here again on our platform. Okay. Let's make sure that it does this, what we want him to do. And it's going back to the tunnel. That's fine, but we want you to come here after the tunnel then. Okay. What are we doing here? What are you doing here? Okay. Transfer is there. Then you go there. Manor Road, what is that? I want you to go to that waypoint and then to the next one. Something wrong with that green line. Okay, we want you to go from there to that waypoint. I don't know what you're doing here then suddenly. I want you to go to that waypoint. Then we want you to go to Victoria Street. Then we want you to go there. To Manor. Then we want you to go there. Okay. Come back here and then we want you to go there. That's what we want you to do. We didn't select the white position where we need it to be. Okay, that's good. I had to use some waypoints here to make the bus drive the way we wanted it to drive, but that's fine. And now let's see what's going on here. Here we need to connect some roads, so that's pretty clear. And here to avoid any conflict with this thing. No, we will put them here. That just goes there. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Just give me some roads. That's fine. Where's our bus stop? There. We are going to put the bus stop here though. It's going to go through here. We're going to have to pick up some people here. Use that road. Are we? Probably not. No, we are not. No, we are not actually. We're gonna put a bus stop here. Okay. Let's see. We're coming from there. This one line will come through here, coming up here. It's gonna go there. Pick up some people here somewhere. That's fine. Then you go left here, right here, pick up some people there. That's fine. Now we want you to go there. Our truck stop is here. So what we're going to do here is upgrade this street and pull it through. Because that's where we will put our bus stops. So this guy is over here. We're going to have to put some waypoint there, otherwise you will not do that. And then we want to go here. and then you can go back. That's fine. The other line is going to come out here, is going to go there. We're going to have to tell him again to go to this waypoint so that he can come back here. No, we're going to let him turn in here. Right. And then we want you to go, let's say here. And then you can come back here, and then it should do that. No, it's going to drive through here. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine as long as that thing is upgraded. Which of course it isn't. Stupid game. This one as well needs to be upgraded. Because you know your buses are going to drive there, you just know it. Okay, new line. Bus line 3, which is Stuttgart A. Stuttgart A is going to go from there, zip, to there, zip, to there, taking that waypoint and that bus stop on that side. Let's see, that thing is pretty much doing what we wanted to do. And then we have bus line 3, which will be Stuttgart B. Stuttgart B. That's gonna go from there to there. That's fine. Taking that waypoint, then coming back here, you can take that one, then that one. And then of course it's gonna use that road, that's why we upgrade it. That's fine, I'm okay with that. No interference on the bus stop here, so we have smooth passage here. Looking good, I think. This took us about 2 hours and a half. As I said, this was gonna take a while. We knew that. We haven't done anything in this game yet. But it's one of these annoying missions. You need to keep track of every line that you create the whole time, and that's why it's better to create it like this. So we have Frankfurt A and B, which are bus lines, Nuremberg A and B, which are bus lines, Stuttgart as well. Then we have our goods and things to deliver to those cities, fuel and food for Frankfurt, machines and tools for Nuremberg, Conmat and goods for Stuttgart. Then we have high-speed lines going from Frankfurt to Nuremberg, from Nuremberg to Stuttgart, and from Stuttgart to Frankfurt. 3 different lines. And we have a local Hessen line, which is the Frankfurt line up northeast. We have Bayern, which is the southeast, and we have Baden-Württemberg, which is the southwest. All those lines are created. The only thing we need to do is potentially, if we start up the lines, put on some extra signals in case we put more trains on it. I am going to leave it at this for this episode. This was, let's say, episode 16, the build phase. The only thing we have to do now is, we have 3 more buildings to go. What we potentially could do is on these little cities or towns where the main line crosses with the local line, you could potentially send a single bus line there around there. But if you do that, then you're gonna allow these little towns to expand as well. That's not the idea. We want to have everything focused on our 3 main cities. So I'm not gonna do that. You could potentially though, because I could here in Asbach, we have a local line and a fast lane passing by, and the same here in Heilbronn. As a matter of fact, yeah, we have the Baden-Württemberg local line passing here, and we also have the high speed going from Stuttgart to Nuremberg passing by here. So you could potentially make a single bus line here, and the same for Mannheim. Mannheim, we have the Frankfurt-Stuttgart line passing by, and the local It's actually also the start point for, so yeah, here you could potentially do a small bus line, but then only one way, right? Like in Stuttgart and Frankfurt, so we have 2 ways going. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to let our cities expand as much as possible, the big ones. To get 1,500 people, it should not be that hard. I don't think we even need trains for that. So in the next episode, we will start up with the bus lines. So what I will do is see where the local area is. Up industry, that's over here. Boom. That's 1. And then over here. That's 2. And over here, somewhere around here. Boom. There we go. I will build that as well. Those are our depots that we're gonna need. We need buses and trucks there in those 3 cities, so we need depots in all 3. We have our train depot here. We have made sure that whatever line we set up here with the trains, they can all come from this depot. We don't need more depots for the train. The train is connected. All of these tracks are connected. We have made turns in here, and we have made turns over there in Frankfurt, so all of them, even the local lines, if you call them back in, if you have to call them back in, they can go back. We have set it up in such a way that it can. That's why I made this first episode for Germany all about building. And then the next time we will just play the mission, which will probably take another 2 hours or 2 hours and a half just to get it done. But we should not be able to, yeah, now that I think of it. I think at some point you need to create an airline as well. Don't know exactly what cities it was. I think it was Frankfurt and Stuttgart. We need to put a airport. And the game just did an autosave, which is actually perfect, because that means we can stop this episode right here, right now. Our lines are built. So if we look at it from this way, sort of something like this. What I will do is also I will take a big picture from this, which will later on will cut down to a thumbnail. We have created bridges here in Frankfurt. We have created a bridge and a tunnel, and in Stuttgart there was no problem with water or whatsoever. Let me check that again. Yeah, no, there's no problem here. People can cross the road here to the bus stop, so that's fine. And the other roads which were interfering with our station, main stations, being Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Nuremberg, we have removed. Nuremberg, we have took away everything which is connected to our station, and we made a bridge there and a tunnel on that side of the town. So there's no interference here crossing the tracks, which was the case when we started. And the same in Frankfurt. We sorted that out. So yeah, we will leave it at this. I will see you guys in 16B episode, where we will actually start the mission with whatever we have created here. We should be able to just put vehicles on it and let the thing run and see what the game throws at us with main missions and bonus missions. There should not be much building involved anymore. We have set up everything already. So then it's just a matter of playing the mission and do what the game wants us to do. That's what we will do next time. I will see you guys then. Bye bye for now.